Hello, everyone. Good morning. Well, 10 o'clock is not very a morning. Hi, Lucy. Can you hear me? Everything is good.
I can hear you. Yeah, all perfect.
So I would not like to keep more time for myself. I would like to give it to you. Just before we go, I would like to let you know that the session is recorded and we will upload it to YouTube. So in the case if you join late or you have to go, it's all right. Everything will be on YouTube and you can watch it back. And also, we have shared the files, which is the presentation. If you click on the shared file section, then you can find the presentation. You can take it for yourself. You can use it. And if you have any questions, which is very welcome, then you can put it in the Q&A section mode. And then we will stop and it will be an interactive discussion. So we will try to answer all the questions meanwhile going with the presentation. So feel free to have some questions. And I would like to give you the floor, Lucy.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the introduction, Oliver. As you said, my name's Lucy and I am from the brand Premier. We've been working with UTT for a little while now, as you said, for many years. So it's great to be able to meet all of your customers. So good morning. For me, it is still morning because it's 9 o'clock here in the UK. But for you guys, it's 10 o'clock. So like you said, probably not morning anymore. I am the EU Business Development Executive for Premier, which basically means that I look after all of our distributors at an account manager level. So whether that's presenting new products, doing brand presentations and training for themselves or their customers, as well as just general day-to-day activities. So today, what I wanted to do is just to give you an overview of our brand. So Premier being the main one, but also the exciting introduction of Honor, which is our new sub-brand that we launched this year. Will hopefully be available on the UTT web shop very, very soon. And also just to give you a little bit about our sustainability journey, some key products that we have in the range, giving you some inspiration, some ideas. As Oliver said, we are very much a niche brand in comparison to the likes of the t-shirt and hoodie market. However, it's still a very big market out there and there's lots of opportunity for you guys to have some new customer bases, have some new opportunities, and also just to present you some new ideas as well. So what I wanted to do to start, just to test the chat function. I know that a lot of you are saying hello, so hello to you all. Could you write just where are you listening from today? Are you in Hungary? Are you based in Eastern Europe? Are you listening, I don't know, from Croatia? Very nice. It's nice to see some international. Romania, perfect. Where else are we listening from? Austria. Guten Tag from Hungary, nice to see you, very local. Slovakia, wow, so we've definitely got a great mix of people listening in from lots of different countries. Let's give you another 10 seconds to see if we have anywhere else at all. Hungary again, from Romania, perfect. Let's see if there's anyone else. Another Romanian, lovely. Lots of Romanians, okay, great. So it's nice to see you all. Obviously, I'm based in the UK myself, here in North Wales. But once we actually have some sunshine, I know that it's becoming a bit more sunny for you guys over there too. So hopefully it's nice weather today to listen to our brand presentation. So for Premier, as I said, we are a brand that is based in North Wales. So up in Deeside, if anyone knows Wales at all. We've been around since 1999, so it's been a long time, over 24 years now we've been in the market. So we're definitely an industry leader within designing, manufacturing and supplying staff uniforms in the hospitality market. So this is our main market, whether that be bars, restaurants, cafes, anything you can think of, but we also have a big corporate range as well, whether that be shirts, chinos, outerwear. We have beauty and healthcare too with our new range called Honor, which as you can see a little sneak peek behind me. Again, we supply every day thousands and thousands of staff uniforms. We have a really big colour choice and great sizing throughout the ranges as well. So if you aren't familiar with the brand and you're thinking, so what are their sort of best sellers? What is it that they're about? You can probably guarantee that aprons will come into that conversation. We are very much an apron brand and it's what people know us for. However, like I said, we have a really big range of shirts, outerwear, chinos, lots of different things, ties, scarves, polos. So you can definitely see that we have the whole corporate range or the whole collection to hit out anyone within this hospitality market. So what's our story? So we started in 1999, as I've already said, launching in the UK market. So this is where our home is, it's where we're very well known. We have a big market share of the hospitality and corporate markets. So a lot of the bars, cafes, restaurants that you'll see will most likely be wearing our aprons or our shirts or some sort of Premier uniform, chef's wear as well. We have a really big selection. And then over the years, we started to slowly supply into Europe. This has been sort of a really big opportunity for us as a brand. And myself being the EU Business Development Executive, it's been great to see over the past couple of years since I've been with Premier, how well we've grown within this market. I know that we've grown really well in Eastern Europe, for example, with UTT, as well as in sort of the French, the German markets as well. We then expanded our ranges. So as I said, starting off with aprons, that's been our core, it's what our best sellers are. Then we have the corporate ranges, the beauty wear, the chef's wear. Slowly, we started to gather more distributors across Europe, and now we're sold or we're being distributed in 16 countries, which is an amazing achievement. I know that for us, brand awareness is sort of what's really important. So being able to get out there and showcase Premier is amazing. We then entered into the US market. So that was a really exciting sort of achievement for us. We have a distributor over there called Alpha Broder, who we work with very closely. However, the Premier name was already trademarked, so we couldn't use that out there. So we use an anagram. So if you'll see Reprime, Premier, all the letters are there, just in a different order. So it's really good to be able to have that outlet. The American market is completely different. So a lot of our products are tailored towards their market needs. And then over the last couple of years, we've sort of really become more aware of our sustainability journey in terms of the environmental, the ethical and the social certifications that we've achieved over the past couple of years. It's been great to work with our CSR team on that and just make sure that we're where we need to be, having those targets in place as well, so that we can improve more and more each year. And then finally, this year, as I mentioned, we launched our brand called Honor by Premier, which is all about the medical and the beauty industries. As Oliver was saying at the start, if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat mode. He will be monitoring that as well as myself to make sure that any questions are answered. Even if it's not relevant to the current slide, please ask them because we can always pause and I'll make sure to pick that back up in a couple of slides later. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was our shared values. As a sort of a supplier, manufacturer of uniforms, it's really important that our mindset is the same as our distributors, the same as our sort of end users and end resellers, to make sure we're on the same page, because it's really important to strive and do better within the textiles industry, especially from a social and environmental point of view. As a leading manufacturer, we need to lead by example. And so that's why all of our social and ethical compliances and our certifications, which you'll see on the next slide, have all been achieved over the past couple of years. And having that complete transparency, so making sure that this is all readily available for those who require it, is something that is important for us so that everyone has an informed choice on the products that they are buying. As I said, it's a journey. Nobody is perfect within these industries. There are, of course, brands that perhaps are more sort of leaders within this sort of area. However, as a leading brand, we are continuously looking for ways to improve and to make positive steps within our business. So some of those being members of the Better Cotton membership. We're proud supporters of fair trade. Our products have safety assurances within the standard Okotex 100. And of course, a lot of our new collections moving forward will all be RCS or GRS sort of certified. That means that anytime we're using polyester or nylon within our new collections, some form of that will be recycled materials. As it was Earth Day on Monday, we really wanted to sort of make people aware of what our targets are in terms of sustainability. It's a really important area, especially within the textiles industry, as I said, to be transparent, to make sure that everyone is aware of what we're trying to do, so that it holds us accountable. There's nothing worse than if somebody says they're going to do something and then they don't achieve that because there's nobody holding them accountable, or there's no sort of communication out there to end customers, because, as I said, you guys need to have an informed choice on the products that you're buying. So for us, it's really important to share those targets. So some of them being, we're aiming to reduce our plastic packaging by 50%. For us, it's a really sort of important area because plastic packaging is everywhere, especially within the textiles industry. Aprons, shirts, of course, use a lot of plastic packaging. So looking for ways to reduce that. But as well as that, making sure that moving forward, all of plastic packaging comes from recycled contents. So we're looking to not only reduce, but also make sure that everything moving forward is recycled packaging as well. And then finally, like I said, making sure that all our new collections contain RCS or GRS if there's any sort of plastic content within that. It's, again, a really important area. So as well, you guys are probably aware from other brands that these are things moving forward we're trying to achieve in terms of our sustainability journey. I can see one question from Peter regarding slim fit shirts. I will get back to you on that one just because, oh, hello Oliver. We have an area of the presentation which will focus on sort of our key products, and I can go into more detail for that for you.
Can I have also a question, just moving on to this one?
Yeah, of course.
So since the UK and the European market is quite different, as just you said about the US market, it's three exactly different things if we talk about. How can you make sure that you are able to design products which can be sellable in all of the three markets? And in what aspect do you see that the European market is different from the UK market?
Of course. So to answer your first question about the design process of making sure that we cover the market needs between the UK, Europe, and the EU, the UK, Europe, and the American markets. For us, firstly, we have designed specific products for the American market. So a lot of our Reprime brand doesn't use PR codes. So your customers may be familiar with PR 150 or PR 154. We use codes called RP. And that means that even though the product is aesthetically the same, so for example, we have our shirt, so our PR 200, the RP 200 would have perhaps a larger body because the American market tends to be a little bit bigger. Perhaps the sleeve length is slightly different. We also have different material compositions. So the American market tends to favor slightly different materials than what we do. There's also different regulations. So we need to be aware of that, especially for the hospitality markets where food and safety standards are slightly different than they are in the UK and the EU compared to the US. So those are the slight differences that we have with our product codes between the UK, EU, and the American market. In terms of the UK and the EU, there are a lot more similarities than there are to the US. So we are able to sort of market products between the two areas very easily. The only difference I would say is that the attitudes perhaps towards polyester garments are slightly different than they are in the UK. However, the hospitality market generally tends to be quite similar. So for example, shirting in hospitality, whilst myself, I probably wouldn't wear a polyester cotton shirt for everyday use. If I was working in a restaurant, a bar, or a cafe, you need to have that polyester because it gives durability. You're wearing this shirt maybe twice a week. If you're working 5 days a week, it needs to withstand washing, color durability, keeping its shape. So I think because the industry is general, whereas perhaps the markets are slightly different, it still works between the UK and the EU quite easily. However, our selection of products that we would maybe stock in the Netherlands warehouse, so that's where we supply our European customers, is probably just a different selection than what we have in the UK. So for example, we wouldn't necessarily put polyester polos into the Netherlands market. I know that's a big no-no within Europe, I've been told. However, the UK does still favour that, and it's still a very popular styling, even if that's in the sports sort of industries or maybe golf or more corporate wear. So I think that would be the main differences when we're sort of designing products, is that the UK and the EU are still very similar, whereas the American market is quite different. However, when it comes to the actual cultural differences between the two, three, or the market differences, they're still very general because the hospitality market is generally the same across the world. Hope that helps. Perfect. So and just to finish off the sort of social sustainability journey that we're on, we just have a little bit of a call out here of the different compliances and different factories audits that we're a part of. So we're members of SMETA, which means that we have that ethical trade audit that happens every year. We're currently actually in our audit at the moment, so the CSR team are very busy making sure that everything complies for our audits. We're members of 4EBCSI, which is the Business Social Compliance Initiative. Again, these are all really important because I think there's this big conversation within the textiles industry around ethical and social compliance. And I think that a lot of people are very wary, they want to be informed. So I think it's important for us to announce that we are members of these different initiatives. And just to finalise, we also have some of our factories are certified to WRAP standard. The reason why it says some is just because we also have a UK factory which supplies our ties. So again, that's under a different sort of social and ethical compliance scheme there. So who wears our uniforms? As I said earlier, we are very much an industry leader within the hospitality and the corporate industries. So you'll see a lot of people in restaurants, bars, cafes wearing our uniforms. So for example, aprons, our shirts, our waistcoats. However, these are very versatile products. An apron isn't just for wearing in a restaurant or a bar or a cafe. You'll see our aprons in a wide variety of different sort of areas. So for example, the gifting market is a really big one. So you'll see a lot of our aprons on Amazon, on Etsy, where people have taken the plain garment, they've put on a printing to say Happy Mother's Day, or Dad's the best chef in the world, or Grill Master, or something like that. It's a very big market, and we see that our aprons are just sort of everywhere. They'll be in the crafting industries. We have ones that are perhaps a bit more durable. So again, it's just showcasing you that there's a lot of opportunity with Premier. You don't have to just think of us as a hospitality brand. Our shirts also go into corporate wear, our trousers, our knitwear. We have a lot of polo shirts as well. The chef's wear is a really growing market. So we've noticed that more and more people are starting to kit out their chefs, not just in a t-shirt. They want to wear something more formal. Post-COVID and post sort of the economic market situation, people are looking to refresh their uniforms. And it's a really good time and a really good opportunity right now to approach the chefs, to approach restaurants, bars, cafes, and just ask them, are you looking to refresh your uniform? And I think that Premier gives that complete solution, whether that's the waiters at the front of house, the chefs in the back. Perhaps this is a hotel that has a restaurant and you have the housekeeping staff who are wearing our tabards. And we also have the people at the front desk who are wearing maybe more corporate wear. It gives that complete solution, and people want to have an offering from one brand because, again, you have the assurance of quality, you have the assurance of the color, the styling, everything matches, and people want that within these industries, especially in a restaurant, a bar, cafe that perhaps is trying to emulate a certain style. So, for example, you might have a little coffee shop that sells local organic food. You want to have the uniform that matches that, whether that's a sustainable apron like our PR121, which is made from recycled polyester, and or maybe that's an organic cotton apron. Everything needs to match the ethos of the place that we're selling into. I think for us to be able to showcase that to our end users, our resellers, our embroiderers, decorators is really important. So as you said, Peter, we need elastic slim fit shirts. We do that. We have our PR244 is a cotton shirt with 3% elastane. It's slightly longer. Again, a lot of our shirts, as I said, are designed for the hospitality industry, so they tend to be a little bit longer just because waiters, waitresses are maybe stretching, they're coming down, they're moving around a lot, so to have that longer back is important. So we'll be able to find that offering from us. If you look on the UTT website, you'll be able to see what shirts they have available. And yeah, the PR244 is the men's version, 344 is the one for the ladies, just as a recommendation for a slim fit elastic or stretch shirt for you. So for us, as I said earlier, our aprons are our best sellers. It's what we're really well known for in the market. And our colours collection is probably what is our best seller. So the PR150 comes in 62 colours. So again, it's a really, really vast colour choice. We know that people want to have colour choice within these industries because branding and brand identity is really important. So for example, if a cafe, bar or restaurant has a specific yellow, they want to showcase that yellow because it's part of their identity. And again, having 62 colours, 344 is okay, perfect, thank you, Peter. So having that colour choice is really important, especially because it matches our shirts, it matches our ties, it matches our scarves. So all of these colours across the whole range will match Pantone wise. So to have that complete offering is really good because you can mix and match them between the different products, especially if you are a hotel, as I gave my example earlier, that has a restaurant, that has front of house staff, that has housekeeping. Maybe they also have some other areas as well. So having that colour identity is really important for our industries that we're talking about. They come in bib, pocket and waist versions in up to 62 colours. So each style has a different colour offering. They're a really great price point as well. So when you're looking at Premier, you'll see compared to other sort of competitors within the market, we are a really affordable brand for the quality that we offer. So it's nice to see that if people are looking for an affordable, good quality, good colour choice apron, you'll be able to find that guarantee with Premier. So I just wanted to test all of you to make sure you're all listening. So I just wanted to check how many colours are the PR150 available in? Is anyone able to write that in the chat for me? How many colours are available in our PR150? I just mentioned earlier. There we go. 62, perfect.
But if someone gets it, you have to give a gift. So the first one who got it.
Maybe they can have a colour card. We can sort out a sample or something. But no, perfect, well done. So Richard and is it Fiorella, 62. You were close, 65, not quite. We would like to maybe introduce some more colours, but a lot yet. Definitely a lot of colours available in our PR150. So great to see you're all listening, and I will check in again to make sure you continue to listening to the presentation. So as I said, we have a lot of basic aprons, so ones that are more polyester, cotton, durable, lots of colours, but we also have ones that are slightly more different. So we know that in the market of hospitality, it's constantly evolving. People are wanting different materials, they want different designs. The demand is becoming more and more so that people want to have a certain identity. You don't want to look like the restaurant 2 doors down. You want to stand out, you want to offer something different. And this is where our artisan collection comes into play. So it's an offering of more premium style aprons designed to reflect the latest trends. So whether that be denim style. So we know that denim is an incredibly popular material choice at the moment, especially within the more mid to high price point restaurants, bars and cafes. We have ones with different textures like chinos, canvas, wax coatings as well as a quite popular choice, especially within the sort of maybe grill, steakhouse sort of industries. I can show you one of our examples that we have here. So this is our PR136 wax apron. So be able to hear from the material, it's a very durable wax coat finish. It's water repellent. So again, if you're working in a bar or where you're serving a lot of drinks and you just want to make sure that any spills you can wipe clean, this is the perfect choice. The finishing has a faux leather apron strap. There's lots of nice hardware detailing. So again, these are just the sort of different finishes that make an apron more premium and that a customer might want to choose because they want to look a bit different. They want to have something that reflects their identity. This is also another really popular choice, is the PR144, and it's made with an Oxford weave. So it's a cotton apron, but I don't know if you can see, there we go, a little bit better there. It has the flecks of white within the material. And also a D finish on the back. Again, like I said, an apron isn't just for hospitality, it's for many, many different sectors. Some examples that I gave earlier was crafting, and the gifting market is also a really popular choice for these aprons. Garden centres or childcare or anywhere where someone might want to put something in their pocket, this is a really good choice. So I can see some questions about aprons. One from Peter: for aprons, we're missing a short apron with one pocket on the right leg, on the thigh. We tend to have more centralized pockets. So one of our new styles is the PR141. I believe that should be available with UTT probably in the next few months. And that's a shorter sort of mid-length apron with a pocket in the middle. However, I don't believe we have any short aprons with just the one right leg. We have ones that are short, but it has 3 pockets. But again, I think it depends on what your customer needs are. We can, of course, have a look to see within the range if there is anything suitable, but those would be my 2 recommendations. L136 is a good product, but it doesn't have a generous space for embroidery. I think that's true, to be honest. The wax nature of it means that I think it does a lot of the talking itself of the product. We have space for print here. Again, this is where a faux pocket would be. However, as long as you're using a thicker needle, I think it should be fine for a lot of the space down here, for example. There's a little bit of spacing above the apron for any embroidery. Again, it depends on what the customer is looking for. If they want something that's quite central, again, it would probably just have to be print because, of course, you can't sort of embroider over the pocket. However, there's plenty of space across the rest of the apron for any embroidery, as long as you're using a thicker needle.
And can I ask you a little bit broader question on how do you decide what product are you going to manufacture? And upon this, how well can you specify some sort of trends or some things that are very in need for the market? And just another question, how do you analyze your competitors to make sure you have the same offerings or the relatively same offering as your competitors?
Oh, perfect. So I think as market leaders for aprons, we tend to always be ahead of the curve because we're designing around our life cycle of our product from design concept to manufacture is around a year or half a year. So we tend to always be within that trend space because we're not designing manufacturing too many years in advance that we miss out on any trends, like you said. Currently within hospitality, it's quite easy to see what the trends will be because they tend to fall a couple of years behind sort of the general market trends. So when faux leather was quite big, especially faux leather jackets, denim has had a really big resurgence. It's quite a 90s sort of trend. These things do tend to come back around within hospitality. Of course, people like their classics, and of course, there will always be a time and a place for materials like chinos, like canvas materials, which will continually be quite popular because of their durability. It tends to be color choice. That's what is the big trend at the moment. And we'll take a lot of that from what Pantone will recommend. So I know that, for example, in the hoodies t-shirt market, rich violet or a violet color was quite popular for a while. And for us, it's exactly the same, but in hospitality, we know people are looking at more sustainable or organic or local products. I think that reflects in the color choice. They're moving towards the greens, the grays, the more neutral, the muted colors. And for us, that's where we're seeing a lot of our inspiration come from at the moment. It's what's popular in the general market, what's popular within hospitality, and a lot of it will come from customer demand as well. I know that our team, our product design team, do quite often look at what are competitors doing, what about competitor industries as well. So we'll have a look at what's the rest of the market doing, what colors are they using, what is quite popular right now, and that can translate very well into the restaurant, the cafe, the hospitality market. And of course, like you said, we are market leaders, so we don't like to, I guess, be too inspired by our competitors, because of course we're the ones that are driving the trend. They tend to be more inspired by us. We also look towards retail as well, so there's definitely a big inspiration there. What are retailers who maybe are cook shops or anyone like that? I know there's a lot of hospitality, like chef's wear and stuff, that is quite popular. What are they doing? What's the trend there? And we sort of take inspiration from that and create our offering. But again, we tend to be quite on top of the trends because our design process is quite short, so we can get a product out into the industry quite quickly. Hope that answers your question. So again, just to sort of recap what offerings we have for aprons. We have our basic aprons, we have our artisan collection. Now I just wanted to touch on one of our trending products for this year. So we launched our Swap and Pop apron back in January, and it's an apron where you can mix and match the straps of the apron to the body of the apron. It's one that's been really popular when I've been taking it to our distributors across Europe, as well as to trade shows, to road shows. People love the concept of being able to create their own apron, but at a really good price point, and also that's off the shelf as well. So we'll see that we had quite a big demand for bespoke aprons. However, the minimum order quantities are generally around 2,000 pieces. The lead time is 6 months, and then perhaps the price is almost a third of the time more expensive, because obviously you have to generate and manufacture a bespoke apron, so those costs involved generally tend to be a little bit higher. So we wanted to offer something to the market that was a bit more innovative, it was more exciting, customers could create their own combinations on a budget essentially. So we have two codes. We have the code for the body, and there are 10 body colors, and then there are 20 color straps to have up to 200 different combinations. That's a really big color choice, especially for the smaller companies that maybe want to have a bit more of an identity or a brand refresh. For the bigger ones that maybe want to accentuate a color in their logo, they can add the strap colors to match. So it really just allows for more creativity within our space. Hospitality is a really big market. So I think people want to know that there's different offerings out there. They want to be creative with their uniforms. Nobody wants to be boring anymore, especially when there are so many choices on the market. So this is a really nice one. It's a quick and simple way to have that custom made look with something that's off the shelf. So I've brought a couple of examples here for you to see. So this is one of the examples of the colorways that one of the gentlemen is wearing in the imagery. Everything is connected with poppers. These are very strong and easy to put together. You'll be able to hear. So nothing is going to sort of come apart when you're wearing it. It's very durable. The product itself, as it's a new product, is made with recycled polyester. So again, it's just taking that inspiration or showing you moving forward. We are definitely having those recycled fibers within our new product lines. One of my favorite combinations is the burgundy with the light pink straps. Again, you can make really delicate sort of apron color choices. Perhaps the logo has 2 or 3 colors and you want to accentuate, again, an extra pop. Maybe you want to have that color palette that's similar, and then again, just have the light pink embroidery here. It allows for so much creativity with this product. Please show us how they're closing in the back, of course. But around the waist, it's also poppers, the same as it is on the neck straps. So you'll be able to see it has that closure there. Again, they're also really strong and they close very easily. Same as around the neck. The neck has the adjustable tie here that's in the same color. So again, it fades, it looks very, what's the word? You can't really tell it's there, so it looks very nice on when the person's wearing it. Roberta says, I really like the idea of this new product, especially because of the branding aspect. Yes, again, it's a really nice idea to be able to add an extra pop of colour. How much will the MOQ be? So what I was saying is that traditionally, a lot of people who want bespoke aprons couldn't get that because the MOQ is really high. The minimum order quantity will just be whatever UTT have on their website. So Oliver, I don't know if people are able to buy in pieces or packs, but it's
No.
whatever.
Yes, so I will pop on and answer this question. Basically, we never use the classical mock in these cases, so you can order just one piece. And also, in our new catalog just arrived, I think in like this week, or I think last week maybe, and it's already inside of it. So I open it up. So everything which you see in our catalog and its premiere, we can get it to you, even though if it's not on our website. But we will have most of the new comings in our portfolio very soon. They're currently on the way, actually. So when it will arrive, we will stock it, and then we will figure out.
Exactly, yes. So the only thing we try to encourage is don't forget your straps. So if you're buying the PR190, as it's 2 separate codes, you will need to purchase the PR191 separately. It's just a little bit of a concept that when you're ordering for your customers, just to remember, don't forget the straps, because there would be nothing worse than somebody having an apron arrive and there's no way of wearing it. So again, if you're buying into the concept of the swap and pop, you'll know that it's about creating that custom look. So hopefully customers will remember to pick the 2 color choices to create their apron. Before, if there's any final questions, is why sell Premier? So I know that a lot of you might be quite new to this brand, or if you're familiar, it's just a little refresh of all of the good points about us and why customers might want to choose our products. So styles, we have hundreds of different styles that work across different industries. I've tried to give you a flavour of the different types of industries throughout this presentation. And of course, there are so many different styles that if you're a hotel, like I gave that example at the start, you have the restaurant, you have the front of house staff, you have the housekeeping, perhaps you even have a spa, and you can add on honour through that way. There are so many different styles that are quite versatile that link to all these different industries. The quality for the price point is really great. Everything is designed to be withstanding of the demands within the hospitality industries. They're very durable, they'll last wash after wash. We also have a huge stock holding within the EU. So since Brexit, unfortunately, we've had to move our warehousing to the Netherlands, but that's a benefit for you guys because we have better transit time and, of course, better stock holding there for all of your needs. We're really well respected within the industry as a market leader within hospitality. We're there since 1999, so we can give that guarantee that everything we design, manufacture and supply will have our Premier logo stamp of approval. And finally, we're very well respected in the brandability of our products. So everything has just been designed for print and embroidery needs. As I was saying with Honor, we didn't want to bring a collection to our industry that couldn't be branded, because that is the whole point of what all of you guys do, is add branding to customers to enable them to have their brand shine even more. And then, like we said earlier, there's lots of tools to help you sell Premier. You can visit our website. You can also visit the UTT website. Our social media channels have so much content and give you some inspiration for ideas. And finally, the brochures and swatch cards that are available through UTT and through ourselves as well. So I know I've probably talked a little bit longer than what we'd forecasted. I think we have a couple of minutes left for questions. So I'll hand back over to Oliver.
Yes, so if everyone has any questions, now you can ask it. I think we were very good answering them on the way, which was incredibly good. So, but if you still have anything, you can ask. But if you have something different or you have something more precise to ask, maybe afterwards, you can always mail the salesperson you have, and we will either get directly with Premier to get the information, or we will be able to answer it. And you can ask. You can ask for. There's a question there. Let me just mark it quickly so you can see it. I can actually pin it out somehow.
So industrial cleaning is possible or only at 40 degrees. Is that for Honor, or is this for the general range? Because within Premier we have, for example, our aprons, the majority of them are industry cleaning possible. It's because obviously within hospitality there is that bigger need to be able to, oh, you're just on mute, Oliver, if you were saying something. Shall I ignore you? Okay, good. So yes, a lot of our products are industrial clean. Our chef's wear, for example, is 60-degree wash. Our shirts are sort of at 40, just because it depends on the sort of home cleaning. A lot more people will be doing that rather than in industry cleaning. Honor is a 40-degree wash, and that's mainly because of the market research that we've done. We have had feedback that our beauty and medical collection might need to be at 60 degrees. It really depends on the type of company you're selling to. So a lot of companies that are private or more like in the beauty area, 40 degrees is perfectly reasonable. It's not a brand that's going to go into hospitals. Surgeons won't be wearing Honor. So industry wash isn't necessarily needed for this collection. It also compromises the elastane. It compromises a lot of the design features if we do go to industry wash. So again, Honor won't be for everyone. However, there's a big market gap there for that collection as well. Any other questions?
I think it was a very nice presentation, actually. I just have the Honor products right behind me, so I'm very excited to welcome customers into our showroom and just show it and also get the feedback. But if you would like to order a sample, we also have sort of a possibility for that. So just let the salesperson know that, look, this is the product you're interested, so we can help you with the discount. So we are very open to be able to show what this is new. I think it's very new for this part of Europe, and it's a very interesting, unique selling proposition if you introduce it to your portfolio. So I don't see any more questions. So I would like to thank you, Lucie, for this wonderful 1 hour that you could talk through, and also for the great presentation, so we could bring Premier to more and more people on the way. And I also would like to thank everyone who have contributed, asked questions, or just listened to, because for us it's very important to try to bring the brands closer to our customers, so we can actually work this out together better. Yeah. So thank you, Lucie. Is there anything else for you?
No, for me, just a big thank you for being so interactive. It's always great when people ask questions, answer my questions, of course, just to test you all, to make sure you're listening. So no, thank you very much, and thank you, Oliver, for hosting. It's always great to be able to speak with resellers, embroiderers, decorators, your customers, because as Peter was saying, You're the ears. You're the ones who have all the market research knowledge. So for us, that's great. Thank you all, and have a lovely day. Take care now.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.